Hey YouTube, this is Steve, D9 Games. I'm going to do a dice instructional here for the Enlightened game. I've got our rogue Fred that we drew up on one of the other videos, and we have his targets on the left. You can see his scores, and he's running 16 health, so I thought I'd bring out the health dice and go over that as well. So let's say he's got a physical test. His target is a 12, so let's say he's going to get hit for a couple damage if he fails. Well, there's a 7, so he's going to take some damage. We'll pull him out of the health tray. That was with a standard roll. Let's say he's got to do a coordination check. Maybe jump over a chasm. Needs a 10 on coordination. There's an 11. He's good. And these are all standard rolls. I think he's in his lane as a rogue. If he's doing something stealthy, possibly bluffing, and yeah, that's him. So now he's going to try something mental. Maybe he's going to get influenced by the bad guy with a spell versus his mind. But an 11 is good enough, so he's good there too. And then now he's got a boulder being thrown at him by a Fomorian. He needs an 11 on defense. And he gets hit. This time he's going to take 4. Let's see. He does absorb 2. So we'll take those 2 away. That's kind of damage he's taken. Those are standard rolls. If the rogue is getting inspired, he might roll with 1 degree of ease, which would be 3 dice, pick the best 2. So let's do some physicals with ease. There's a 6. He still fails, so he takes some more damage. Coordination with ease. Drop the lowest, 2, and he fails again. Twist his ankle, takes 3 damage. This time he has ease on his mental check. An 11, just enough. And then ease on defense. Maybe he's being blessed by a priest in the party. And 12 is good enough. So there's some ease. Now, see if he can survive some rolls with 1 degree of difficulty. This time, physical. The GM decides that the door he's trying to open is jarred shut, and it's going to be difficult. It's got pittance on the other side, so he's got to roll a 12, dropping the best die. And drops the 8. 3's not going to do it. Can't get it open. Now he's got to dodge an arrow. Let's say that's a coordination roll with difficulty because he's working on this door. He needs to drop the best die. Drops the 5. 6, no good. Gets hit with an arrow. It's going to be 3 points of damage minus his armor, so it's a glancing blow. Now, standard defense as he gets attacked by this goblin in the dungeon with difficulty because it's 2v1. He needs an 11. Drops the 8. 7, no good. 3 damage, actually 4 damage. Absorbs 2 with the armor. But that was the degrees of difficulty. You could always do multiple degrees of difficulty, multiple degrees of ease. So maybe it's super simple. Coordination, 2 degrees of ease. Drops the 7 and the other 7. He gets a 17. So there you can see how multiple degrees of ease makes it that much easier, and difficulty as well. If the result of your roll is 2 9s, you're enlightened. Make a note on the back of your sheet, right over here on enlightenments. And in the off season, you can upgrade that skill to a talent. 2 0s in the roll is a catastrophe, which we normally rule of thumb. Any kind of damage is going to be 1.5 times with an effect. So you might break a weapon. Maybe you are knocked down, things like that. So that's ease. Other ways you might get ease is if you get inspired by a bard, maybe you're outnumbering a foe, or the GM just deems something easy. Difficulty, same thing. Maybe you're outnumbered, or the GM deems something super difficult. You try to move a mountain, you might need that many degrees of difficulty. Take the lowest 2, which would be a 0 and a 2. You're not gonna succeed when it's super difficult. So that's kind of our fail-safe in the game of ease and difficulty, how things would be a little more realistically hard or easy. Now the mage will generally work with 1 degree of ease when casting. And depending on the tier of the spell, if it's tier 1, that's normally the roll. Maybe it's a tier 2 so that the mage can gain some range or some extra range or an AoE effect. And maybe the mage doesn't need the AoE, so the mage says, well, that's my AoE that I've earned, but I'm gonna just do 1 target at range, and I'm gonna add a degree of ease. Oh, and by the way, last round I cooked, which is slang for drawing mana or focus spell, and that gives him another degree of ease, and maybe the bard inspired as well. So here's our mage trying to get enlightened on this cast. And 14 is going to succeed, but no enlightenment. So another way is you might be a scout who's getting 1 degree of ease at range, but your foe has cover, so now it's a standard roll. But you want to call a shot. You really have to kill this guy, so you're going to shoot for the head. You're going to add 1 more degree of difficulty. See if you can pull it off. Let's say you needed a 9. Drop the best die, drop the 9, and there we go. 5 and a 4 is a success. So even with 1 degree of difficulty, success is not inevitably not going to happen. Okay, the GM uses these as well for timer die. I like to roll them, cut them in half. Oh, timer 0, that means it's happening right now. Also for direction. In rounds, maybe something is 5 rounds away in this direction. See where it's pointing. Boop. And then, of course, our mini D6s for health. And let's say the priest is going to try to heal our rogue here at a tier 3 heal, which happens to be 5s and 6s now, 4s long rest, 1 through 3 off season. So the priest comes in outside of combat, says, I can heal you, even though I'm a rookie at it. Spill the dice. And as I mentioned, tier 3, 5s and 6s now, so he gets 1 heal back right now. 4s to long rest. I don't see any 4s. And in this case, the damage our rogue took in the battle were critical. So these are going to be a long set aside to be taken care of in the off season. So we hope this rogue can get enough points of progression not to have a dangerous season 2, but that wouldn't be a bad thing either. And then these go in the biz bag, we say, over here until the off season. All right, that's the dice mechanic. Obviously a higher tier, let's say a druid's gonna heal. Maybe he says, don't heal me, I'll wait to see the druid. And that's gonna be 4s, 5s, 6s now, 3s long rest. So he might have been able to scoop up some more healing and still lose these to the off season. Maybe there's some broken bones, things that are just not healable right now. So there's your dice mechanic for Enlightened. I hope that helps, and until next time, peace.